Hey, what's up guys? It's Flex and welcome back. So recently I did something really cool to my 2016 Mercedes-Benz C300. If you've been watching my videos, you probably already know all the engine mods that I've already done. So I upgraded the air intake kit, I upgraded the air intake tube, I upgraded the turbocharge pipe, and I upgraded the diverter valve. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how I upgraded the intercooler. And I want to thank Tornado Tuning for sponsoring this video and providing me with the intercooler. And if you're looking for any engine mods that I've already done to this car, definitely go check out Tornado Tuning. I'll leave their contact information in the description below. Before we get to the install, I'm upgrading to an intercooler that's all aluminum, has a heat resistant coating, and is about 20 to 25% larger than the stock intercooler, which means it's going to keep the air a lot cooler and the intercooler is going to be a lot more durable. And cooler air means more performance. If you guys don't know already, the turbo 4-cylinder engine that's in this car, when it's hot outside or the engine gets really hot, the car actually makes less power and it's a lot less responsive. And an easy way to bring that power back up, especially when it's hot outside or the engine's hot, is to install an aftermarket intercooler. And also when it's colder outside or the engine isn't hot yet, this intercooler is going to allow the car to make a lot more power than the stock horsepower. So for this install, I actually didn't do it. I decided to step aside and let a professional do it, and that's my buddy Mike. About 2 weeks ago, I went to Mike's brand new shop in New Hampshire. I took a few minutes to check out the shop and he's already got a brand new lift installed and he has all the necessary tools and equipment to service any Mercedes vehicle. He also uses nothing but the best quality parts and fluids for his clients' vehicles. After checking out his shop, I noticed he already had all his tools laid out for the install and he was already quick to pull the car inside the shop to start working on the intercooler. I told him to take a quick minute to introduce himself before starting the install.
My name is Mike Perez. I'm a factory-trained Mercedes-Benz technician with 10+ years of experience. I'm also the owner of 603 MTech Mobile Service, and we service the New England area.
That's right, Mike has a mobile repair service where he will come to you to service your Mercedes vehicle. His company offers on-site mobile auto repair. It could be at your house or it can even be at your workplace. They offer everything from engine diagnostics, maintenance and repairs, and even suspension and brake repairs. And if you need extensive repairs such as engine or transmission rebuilds, you can also bring your car to his shop here in Hooksett, New Hampshire. So definitely reach out to Mike if you need any work done on your car, and feel free to go check him out on social media as well. Okay, let's get to the install. He's going to start off by draping the car just to protect the paint while he's working on the engine. He's going to first remove the engine cover, and then he's going to remove the tube leading to the intake, and then he's going to remove the cap right above the intake, and then he's going to take off a clamp to a hose leading into the intercooler, and before removing the hose, he's going to grab some towels, put it underneath the hose to catch any fluid before pulling off the intercooler. Now he's going to have to remove a lot of sensors and connectors, starting with the sensor here, this connector right here. He's going to lift up on this large clip right here and pull it right up, and same for this clip as well. And then he's going to pry the wiring harness off the plastic bracket that holds the brains of the car. Now he's going to remove another sensor right here, another connection right here, then he's going to lift this off its track, and now he can unclip the brains of the car and pull it right out. So looking inside, he's going to pry off these two clips, and once those come off, the bracket should be free. Just be careful because those clips can fall into the car. Now he's going to unclip the bracket from the top, and then he's going to unclip it from the bottom here. And then he's going to pull the harness right off the bracket. Now he can gain access to the 3 bolts holding the intercooler down. So there's one bolt right here, one bolt on the other side, and one bolt right underneath the front of the intercooler. And also we're going to remove this bracket here, which attaches to the top of the intercooler to a coupler attached to the throttle body. Now he's going to loosen the clamp from the turbocharge pipe to the intercooler. Once that's loose, now he's going to remove this bolt down here, which is holding a coolant pipe to the intercooler. Next, he's going to grab some absorbent towels and just stick them right underneath where the 2 hoses enter the intercooler. So now he's going to locate the rubber spot for the first hose and clamp it down. And then he's going to use another clamp on the other hose leading into the intercooler. Just to pause real quick, the clamping of these hoses is actually a different way of uninstalling the intercooler. The recommended method is to actually get underneath the car and completely drain the coolant from the system. However, I asked Mike to work completely above the car because I know you guys would probably prefer to do that method versus getting underneath the car and draining the entire system. Again, which is the recommended way of doing it, but this is just a different method. So after the hoses are clamped, now he can pull the little clip off the connector and he can pull the hose right off, and there should be a little spillage. And then Mike's going to repeat the same process for the bottom connector. So once the 2 hoses are disconnected, he can now go ahead and work the intercooler off the car. So here's the stock intercooler, and here's the brand new aftermarket intercooler. So this is all aluminum. It has a heat resistant coating, and it's about 20 to 25% larger than the stock intercooler. So it's definitely going to perform a lot better. There's also this large version that's about 40-45% larger, but this is good if you live in a hot area or if you have a really aggressive tune on your car. However, I'm sticking with this one. To prep the intercooler for install, we need to first install one of the sensors in this hole. It just pushes right into place, and then he's going to reinstall the bracket holding the sensor down. Now we're going to transfer the other sensor from the old intercooler to the brand new intercooler. And then next, we're going to transfer the O-ring from the old intercooler to the new one. So we're also going to change out this plastic coupler to an all aluminum heat resistant version. So to remove the old one, it's just 4 torque screws. And it should pop right off the throttle body. So Mike's going to transfer this gasket from the old coupler to the brand new one. And once that's transferred, he can reinstall it onto the throttle body and reinstall the 4 torque screws. Next, he's just going to spray some silicone onto his finger, rub the inside of the coupler, and then also do the same for the intercooler, so this way it will slide in a lot easier. And once the intercooler is in place, he's going to reinstall the bracket that connects the intercooler to the coupler, but instead we're going to be using some new bolts because we have an aluminum surface on the intercooler and an aluminum surface on the coupler. Now it's just a matter of reinstalling the computer, reinstalling all the connections and sensors, and the hoses. Now we can go ahead and refill the system with coolant. So Mike is installing a coolant test and refill kit. He's using a professional version, but you can find something very similar online. The kit is going to remove all the air out of the system, creating a vacuum. And with the turn of a valve, it's going to suck in all brand new coolant fluid into the cooling system. And once the levels are back up, what we did was we ran the car for about 10 minutes with this cap off, and that's just going to allow air to escape so there's no air pockets within the system. After about 10 minutes, we reinstalled the cap, and then it was time for a test drive. After the test drive, Mike just double checked to make sure there weren't any leaks. He topped off the system, and then I was good to go. Now I can finally enjoy my car with a brand new performance intercooler installed. So there you have it. The install is pretty straightforward. I mean, if you have the right tools and you have the time, you can definitely do this install. The only thing is the fluid part is a little tricky, but you can get through it. So I've been driving the car for about 2 weeks now, and I can definitely tell you when it's really hot outside. I mean, in Massachusetts, we've been getting 90-degree weather. The engine is definitely not sluggish anymore. After like an hour of driving, when the engine's really hot, when I step on the gas, it still responds really well. And I can't wait when it's fall, because when it's cool outside, that intercooler is definitely going to produce a little more horsepower than what the stock horsepower in this car is. And if you've been wondering why I've been doing all these mods to the engine, but I haven't done a tune, that's because I have a tune coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that video, because we're going to try to squeeze every ounce of power out of this engine without being too aggressive while maintaining reliability. So that's going to be a fun one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, hit like below. As always, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time.